There are many voices in our world that speak messages about sexual and relational wholeness that are in conflict with God's creative intent for humanity. And even in the church community, sometimes we're uncertain how to react. And as a result, there are marriages and families and individual relationships that have brokenness and have wounding and have lost that picture of what God's design truly is. Mid-Valley Fellowship is a local Christian organization helping individuals obtain sexual and relational wholeness. And in this season, we want to invite you to be part of reclaiming God's design. There's this reality that God designed us and that He intends for us to engage in sexuality within the context of boundaries of His design. And God's design is that that would happen in the context of marriage between a man and a woman. And that there's this beauty of the marriage relationship and how it really reflects God's love for the church, and that Christ gave up His life for the church. And so it's this beautiful picture that God intends for us to live within. And when we live within those boundaries with sexuality, we don't harm ourselves or other people. It can be harmed whenever we live outside of those boundaries. But what does it mean to reclaim God's design? It means that we engage in a journey of healing where we come closer and closer to God's original intent for sexuality and for relationships. And at Mid-Valley Fellowship, we provide a healing community where people can engage in that journey and that process. And so we want to invite you to be a part of that during this season. You can be a part in a number of different ways. One is through giving to support the ministry and support what God is doing in people's lives. The other is by letting other people know about the ministry of Mid-Valley Fellowship and the healing work that God's doing. You're going to have an opportunity over the next few weeks to hear some stories of people who are part of the Mid-Valley Fellowship family, whether that's because they're receiving support and they're encountering healing, or whether it's because they support the ministry of Mid-Valley Fellowship. And so as you hear those stories, it's a great opportunity to share those with other people, to let them know about what's happening and what God's doing and how they can be a part. And the last way that you can be a part is by engaging with support. Maybe for you or for someone that you love, they're walking in this place of brokenness and darkness. And so there's an invitation to come to a place of realigning with God's design, with reclaiming that and engaging in healing and experiencing all that God has. And so we invite you to be a part of reclaiming God's design during this season, and we look forward to how God will move and work in our partnership together.